Okay, off we go, ladies and gentlemen. Crystal Gaming versus DigTic. And this is going to be a highlight because this is the last qualifier for the Masters Clash tournament. And we have a team that thought it would be a little bit of fun to just band together for one tournament and see what they can pull off here. So before we go into the highlight of all of this, let's focus quickly on the blue team. Yazu for Crystal Gaming on Oriel. We have Kolios on Reyna, Slate on Sonya, Ixie on Zarya, and Skeoby on Johanna. And on the right, yes, you saw right, a little bit of a mix between the old Dignitas and Fnatic. Wooby on Leoric, Quacknix on Hanzo, Breeze on ETC, Zelia on Malfurion, and Poik on Sergeant Hammer. Yep, so it is going to be a little bit of a throwback. The old former HGC players that have by now drifted away from the game have banded together to just have some fun together, play a little bit of Heroes of the Storm and participate in the tournament to potentially qualify for the event in France. And that's exactly what you see here. This is the semi-final. We're looking at a best-of-3 series actually at this point. And of course, only the winner in the tournament is going to make it to the event itself. Now, just to give you guys a bit of an idea of what the boys and girls are up to my knowledge, Breeze is these days actually playing World of Warcraft mainly with Wooby and with Poik, if I'm not mistaken. Breeze actually went into Smite after HGC was cancelled and joined one of the top teams in Smite to play with them for a while, but then decided that the game isn't for him and left Smite altogether. Whereas Quacknix is actually focusing on paddle tennis, and you can look that up and Google it if you don't know what it is, but it's pretty much like a mix between squash and tennis is what you probably could describe it best. And he is pretty successful, as far as I know, pretty high up in the national ranking of Sweden, and is constantly improving and also traveling for it. Has been in Spain a couple of times because of that. So yeah, obviously life goes on, but some of them still play occasional heroes. Quacknix is actually streaming even every now and then. Generally speaking, there's not really too much heroes going on for them, but of course all of these guys have a lot of competitive experience and have played on a much higher level that anybody on Crystal Gaming's side can claim. Then again, there's a bit more practice for Crystal Gaming. The team obviously plays in Division S, but we should also be honest about it. They're currently mid-tier in Division S, whereas the players on the side of DigTic are obviously all champions, like through the entire team here. As it stands, we still have Zelia in the support role, which is obviously always kind of awesome, and just seeing those names again on the side is more than fun. So we'll see what they can actually pull off here. Quacknix, in this case, on Hanzo, riding the pleb horse, and currently they're giving up a bit at the bottom of the map, as, of course, this camp is now claimed by their opponent, and that gives a slight lead in experience over to Crystal Gaming. Nothing crazy, nothing to write home about, but it's at least a bit of a start. Wooby is side laning as usual, and just riding the money pick in style as he always does. The man always had a fantastic fashion sense, and that, of course, is still holding true, so he knows what's the best mount in the game. And honestly, if you want to be as good as Wooby, the first step is to go for the money pick. Yeah, I don't know what to say. You don't have to believe me, you just have to believe the Whoopster. But as we are looking at our little game here, it also means that in drafting, the blue team actually got away with mainly everything that they really wanted to get. They love to play with that Zarya, so we have Zarya already in. We currently have 15 stacks on the level 1 talent. And as the first objective spawns up topside, this is where we currently get our action together. So, off we go. There comes the attack. Skeoby is there. Zelia is getting sucked in with the Condemn. But we still have ETC and also Hammer missing from the fight. So it's a bit of advantage for Crystal Gaming. They are rotating Zarya now up to the top 2. And they have already taken 18 of the stacks here against the 14 that we see for their opponent. The early level 7 talent, that's the bigger problem though, and that's something where DigTic is gonna have a few more seconds where they don't have that talent, but they have Hammer at the bot lane trying to break down the wall, so they get quite a bit of counter value down here, because Poik is easily taking that wall apart. And the question that remains, of course, is does Crystal Gaming, even if they take the Punisher, which is likely, get enough value to counterplay that? And it's not necessarily guaranteed. Now, we have to be fair. Top lane, the gate, and also the tower have already been taken down even before the Punisher comes in. But down here, Poik is just sitting AFK on lane and taking that fort down. Zarya might eventually rotate in and does now, but Leo is still in the middle. Everybody gets zoned away up at the top, and DigTic is actually yielding some ground here. have now gone with level 7 talents, also into the Willing Vessel and the Dragon Hungers, plus Echo Paddle. So Echo Paddle in particular, allowing them to go into Stage Dive if they want later. Don't really have to, honestly, with that lineup. A good Mosh Pit could do wonders here. Breeze on ETC is, of course, a little bit of a nostalgic moment. And what he can pull off on that hero is honestly crazy. Definitely one of his best. I mean, every single time you see Breeze play something like ETC, you just think, oh my god, I really want to play ETC again. And then you jump into your first game and you can get absolutely bodied and realize very, very quickly that there's very few players that can actually make ETC look like a total god, and Breeze is definitely one of them. But right now, they're falling slightly behind. They have taken the damage down to the bottom of the map, where they dropped 50% of the HP of the fort, so that's nice, but now they lost their fountain and they lost the camp too. With Hammer, especially the later stages, could of course be quite dominant if they play their cards right. The Hover Siege mode is now in. Also, we have more camps about to be claimed by Crystal Gaming as they're starting to move straight in here. And top side, this is where we have Sonya pushing things out again. Level 10 abilities, that's going to be where the real fun actually starts. And of course, what we expect from a team that has such a competitive history is, or players in general, is coordination. Coordination and really the knowledge when exactly to engage, when to flip the switch, to go for it, and to pull the trigger. And after level 10, when we head into these team fights, this is kind of what we can expect from them. Whereas Crystal Gaming is, of course, going to do their best to run with these small advantages that they so far have edged out to overcome that powerhouse that are the former HGC players here. Now, Hyperion is in, so that allows them to push pretty heavily if they really want to, but now we have level 10 on both sides, and in this case, no BFG, but actually the Napalm Strike for Poik. We have also Mosh Pit, of course, Whoopi going straight in for the Atum. And the question is just simply what we're going to go for the rest. I mean, Hanzo's Arrow would be the traditional pick here for Quacknix, and they could also then go for the Twilight Dream, or Tranquility. I mean, both is fine, but if you want to go all in on the Entomb, and they go for the Meme Strike, alright. Quacknix with Meme Strike, no stuns from him, no setup. And that is definitely going to change the dynamic a little bit. There's of course always a play to go for the Entomb and then follow up with a Meme Strike. But if you do more than only tickle the opponent, that's the big question. So let's see if Quacknix can line them up properly, or if he's going to run into some problem with that. But for now, it's all about the next objective. I mean, you can really tell. Nobody really wants to fight just now. Very few try and force the battle. We have 0 deaths so far in the game. Breeze just moving in again, just nibbling away at some of the hit points and shields of Ixir. No talent choice yet for Zelia, who's going to wait out in the last moment before he picks that quickly during the fight, probably with hotkeys. Unless he wants to reveal it earlier. Camp is now taken, Shrine announced, so shit is gonna get real. It's not gonna take long for a bit of action here in the semi-final. And, well, let's have a look towards the left side, where Yasuo and Kolios are taking their own camps, so both teams with Shaman camp. 12 to 11, the levels. 0 kills in this game, up to this point. And, of course, Zarya, with 31 stacks now, getting a little bit closer to completion. And here we go. Dinner is served, ladies. Let's see. 9 kills on the minions, 10 for now. The lead goes to DigTic, at least at the beginning. Here comes the Twilight Dream as a quick pick for Zelia. Could always follow up now on Whoopi if he starts to drop those Entombs. And Whoopi is already starting to bait them in a little bit to actually drop it here. Doesn't make a play yet. Here comes the Hyperion to zone them out as much as they can. Repositioning from Poik very quickly towards the top now. Quacknix comes in. Meme Strike and solid damage. But the kill against Sonya is the first one. The Entomb was perfect. Didn't allow anybody to escape. And now everybody is low on the side of the blue team as Crystal Gaming is falling back slowly. We still have the Mosh Pit ready for Breeze at any point to be used if he needs it. But the Mortar Punisher is taken by DigTic. The old guard from Dignitas and Fnatic is moving through the middle with Punisher number 2 in this game. Leo is already sitting up at the top side. The jump baited wrongly from Crystal Gaming in front of the wall instead of behind it. So now they are barreling through the middle. Top side is also getting attacked as Whoopi is pushing the camp in and allowing it to attack the fort directly. Down here, level 13 has now been taken and they go for the easy kill against the fort with a follow-up rotation towards the top. Slade already zoned out a little bit from the Whoopster, and that's a second fort that is likely going to fall here. Yes, Breeze is still buying a little bit of time and space for the team. Level 13 now on both sides, but 2 forts have been eliminated, and the mid wall has even taken some damage. The side wall has already been eliminated. If it ever comes to a follow-up, they can easily go through that and try and help a Punisher out, if it comes to a Punisher in the middle of the map at this position again, of course. But, for the time, damage output, 21,000 for Poik. On Sergeant Hammer, we have 20,000 now for Hanzo. So Quacknix is actually getting close on the damage output. 16,000 for Jimmy. Sonya, the only one that has died so far, is actually sitting at only 10,000 damage. So less than Zarya here. Zarya, of course, when played correctly, can dish out an enormous amount of damage. So let's not kid ourselves by any means. But another camp to be fought over. And this is, of course, still the bottom camp in the middle. 10 minutes in, we've only seen a single kill. So, especially the boys in red have done fairly well here, keeping themselves alive. They're going for another follow-up. Whoopi, immediate route from Zelia. The follow-up is there, but the team decides to not go for it. So they actually let this one slide. Whoopi set it up against Kolios, but they couldn't quite go for it. Poik doesn't want to risk anything here and moves out immediately. Breeze also sliding away, and at least for now, couldn't really get a lot done. And Whoopi is already in the middle. So Whoopi is actually keeping Sonya on her toes the entire time. Zarya with a quick ult attempt and a small approach to lock someone down here and maybe go for a kill. They could make it work. But in comes Leo again. Needs to deal with the top side now. Pings are already coming. Bottom of the map, that's where we currently have the rest of the team just gearing up for the next potential fight. Breeze, as usual, is securing the flank, making sure that nobody can jump in on the rest of the team once they are starting the rotation here. 5 man in the middle of the map. Breeze just saying hello quickly. Rest of the team not really making any decisions just yet there. If you want to go for a flank, it's just defense, nothing else. Leo just ghosting around as usual, can always move away, and just patience, patience, patience. Playing it calm, playing it collected, trying to wait for level 16 talents, trying to wait for the next objective, and not really risking anything. And it seems like Crystal Gaming is actually starting to become a bit more aggressive. They are starting to get a bit more impatient in an attempt to look for an opportunity to take something down. But as long as DigTic actually pushes the macro play, that could become a problem. Here comes the Hyperion as the minion wave starts to move in to soak the shots on the fort, and that's exactly the moment where the blue team decides to take the fort. So Crystal Gaming with the aggression, and they want to take level 16, but it drops a bit quicker into the hands of the red team as they now have Giant Killer. And of course the follow-up with a Royal Focus for Leoric now. Yeah, big of a push out top side, but that should be taken care of very soon as the Shaman camps are now taken. And top is actually exactly the lane where we're now seeing the next objective spawning. And it's going to be a 16 versus 16 talent battle between the two teams. Crystal Gaming has now picked up their own power spike on level 16, which gives them the Paint 'em Red on Reyna. Quite powerful for him, of course. Sonya, actually, in this case, going straight in for the Rampage here. Once again. And off we go. That's going to be one of the most decisive fights in this series, or in this game, most likely. 1 kill against 0 so far, but I'm pretty sure that's going to change now. Breeze so far never really had an opportunity or a need to go for the mosh pit, but he might use it now and keep, of course, that Dragon Strike value in mind if one of those things happens. There's also Leo, always angling for an attempt to get another good Entomb connected and set it up for the rest of the team. Aegis had to be used already. There's the Entomb just painting it, and that's nearly a kill. Kolios gets saved though, but it's actually a close call here. That could have been a kill in theory, but well done. Whoopi is still alive. Needs some healing though. I mean, he is nearly dead. Damn, son. He's down to 30 HP. But the fight is still ongoing with 26 against 27 stacks. But DigTic is starting to fall heavily behind. Napalm is doing what it can. Poik is just coming in with one round after another to secure them even more minion stacks. And they're getting quite a few, but it's 36 to 32 now. And it looks like Crystal Gaming grabs another Punisher now. And indeed they do. Not a single kill in this battle though. Not one. And now the fight is still continuing with the Punisher moving through the top lane and the entire blue team following up on it in an attempt to get the keep destroyed. Damage output, as you can see here, 37,000 for Sergeant Hammer, 32,000 for Zarya. Gates are getting destroyed as we speak. And there's still the opening at the side. Breeze alive, still safe, makes it out. Wall taken down. Catapults pushing in together with it. And this is a massive assault onto the keep itself. But now there's the Dragon Strike for the zone out, and Quacknix goes down. The duck is dead, and Breeze is the intended second target. Can't get a kill against him, but they definitely zone them away from the keep enough so that they can get the top lane completely destroyed. Crystal Gaming even moving forward towards the core here in an attempt to maybe even end the game here and take down the former HGC players. Breeze is in trouble. Breeze trying to move away here. Gets healed again. Poik is just shelling away. The Punisher is already long gone. And that might have been Crystal Gaming going in a little bit to team and one in a tomb. Whoopee with a 5-man entomb. The zoning mosh pit couching, clutching it. Double kill, triple kill. It's a quad kill. It's a team wipe. Holy shit. Whoopi with a setup, 5-man entomb as he just doesn't give a fuck and casually traps all of them. Breeze follows up with a mosh pit just behind, and now they're traveling through the map in an attempt to take the keep down in the mid lane. The wall is already long gone, and with that they're easily gonna take down that structure. Might even have a shot of taking the core itself. Of course we have Hanzo back by now, but what a fight. They lose the Punisher, they lose the top keep, and then they're like, well, no problem boys, let's just go for it. And they're continuing the pressure through the bottom of the map. No 20, no problem. Trying to go for the core here. What an insane play. And there's the zone again. They're absolutely zoning them away as they're going for the core. Great entomb. Blessed Shield comes out. The attempt to defend from Crystal Gaming as we have the slow wraparound around the core in an attempt to take the victory in game number 1. Poik is about to go down. Zelia is also in trouble, but the core is falling. And this is the lead. DigTic with a lead against Crystal Gaming in the best of 3 series at the semi-final of the Masters Clash qualifier. GG and well played. Game number 2. DigTic is in the lead, ladies. Crystal Gaming had actually a pretty good showing on the first map, but boy did they get wrecked when they overstayed their welcome at the opponent's core. Fantastic entomb from Whoopi, great follow-up, 5-man wipe, and an easy victory right there. Now we have Crystal Gaming on the left side on Battlefield of Eternity, Ixi on Zarya, Kolios on Reyna, Skewubi on Mal'Ganis, Slade on Thrall, and Yasuo on Lucio. On the right side of the map, the old Dignitas and Fnatic players with Whoopi on Blaze, Breeze again on ETC, Poik this time on Liming, Quatnix on Cassia, and Zelia is playing the Admiral, is playing Stukov. Of course, Exterminator now in the newer patch again on the level 1 talent for Jimmy, quite powerful here, and the Trolling Thunder right there. I mean, both got buffed. Exterminator was buffed, Rolling Thunder was buffed, so the talents are actually quite powerful right now and good options. Trolling Thunder in the 1-on-1 lane in particular, Exterminator pretty much only on this map, but still it is a pretty solid map to take the talent, or pretty solid to take in the first place. Whoopi at the bot lane plays against 4 and, well, doesn't die, of course. Why would he? He thought about it and then he decided that it's not really advantageous. I mean, honestly, when Whoopi started to play Heroes of the Storm, he was asking people, it's like, so dying, why do you do that? What does that for you? People explained to him that it doesn't really do anything, that it only gives the opponent some advantages. It's like, why would you do that then? And then decided that he just wouldn't. And that's what happened. So now the top wall is gone at the bottom of the map. It's pretty much the same thing. If you have a Zarya composition, then of course the 4-man is going to be absolutely bonkers. As it happened, in this case, both teams just go straight up for the fort itself, which now means that the game is going to be a little bit accelerated. So it's an even trade, but it's just accelerating what's going to happen in this game, and it's going to make the map a little bit faster. That's pretty much what's going on. So top side, that's where the camp is now taken. You can see the same behavior mirrored at the bottom of the map, where Crystal Gaming is taking a Khaldor camp too. And it's all about the next Immortal, and that's going to be the first one. Now, honestly, if we're talking about sheer model damage, then it's definitely an advantageous situation for Crystal Gaming. They got Jimmy with Exterminator in the first place. They have Zarya in, who's not really too bad either. And then, of course, on top of that, also Thrall. But it's about the team fights as well. Yasuo gets already attacked here, needs to be careful. Poik doesn't have Calamity yet, obviously, so he needs to be cautious too. But it's Mal'Ganis who falls first. Poik looks for the reset. Oh, and he goes down. But this kill comes at a price. Kolios gets eliminated too. So now a 2-for-1 trade in favor of DigTic. They are able to get the kills in. And they're now, of course, attempting to also not only protect the bot lane, where the Catapult and the Khaldor camp is pushing through, but it's time to prepare for objective number 1. And that means to take your own Shaman camp. Now, we are looking at level 4 talents right now. Still going to take a few seconds for the next immortal to be announced. There it is. First one, actually, not the next one. And off we go. With this little setup, we have both teams ready. And yeah, the big question is, of course, who's going to dominate that objective. And again, since one fort on both sides is already eliminated, you have to keep in mind that we're going to focus way quicker on keeps than we normally would on this map. But yeah, this is most likely going to cut the map short a little bit. First objective about to spawn, and then it's time to bring Jimmy into a good spot here, and he already is, more or less. Breeze is trying to buy a little bit of time and space, as he usually does. ETC, of course, great on the map, because you can lock an opponent down into one of those immortal stuns quite easily if you play your cards right. Have a lot of tools and create some space here. But the blue team, actually in this case, losing out on the immortal race, at least initially. Nice damage down here on the other side. Off we go. Cassia, by the way, going into the Lightning Fury build. Only 2 stacks on the level 1 talent so far, though. So Thunderstroke only has hit twice by now. There's still the camp at the bottom of the map, so that Shaman camp could do a lot of damage to DigTic. And it seems like they're also losing out on the Immortal. Jimmy making it happen. So at this point, they've lost the objective, and they're losing a bit of their bottom map here as well. So they need to be careful here that they don't lose even more. Up to the top. That's where we have the Immortal moving in now. And this is a big question. Can you actually save the fort here? Because if you don't, they're going to be in trouble. Will be a... Oh, kill attempt! And the save. It's unbelievable that Kolios is alive. And Quacknix is feeding. Walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, dies like a duck. Clearly a duck. So, yeah, Cassia is down. And that's a problem. Now, it looked initially fantastic with the great silence that we saw from Stukov. That could have been a kill against Jimmy, but Jimmy was saved, and now with Cassia down, that means that the top fort is up for grabs, and that will eliminate the entire outer ring of defense on the blue team side. So here we go. Starting to jump in and take the fort. That's 2 forts down. Now we have level 7 abilities for both teams, and of course Calamity comes in right away. Yeah, a little bit of Calamity action in the game here. And the rest of the team is already moving down to the bottom of the map. I mean, so far so good for the team in blue. Honestly, 2 kills against 2. They got the advantage now on the structures, which is kind of nice. Currently, it seems like we're seeing DigTic playing a little bit more aggressive. Double checking the bushes, by the way. Making sure that there's no trap set up as they attempt to push the top lane a little bit more aggressively. And as they do that, Breeze is already waiting for the rotation to see if he can maybe set something up for Poik in particular. Or just simply buy a little bit more time. Honestly, when he saw Yasuo, I think he was trying to make the play for him. But now with Lucio, you have, of course, chase potential, and that might become a problem. Wooby is already on the run here. Yeah, and the blue team is totally willing to fight this. I mean, absolutely. They're already going all in on that in an attempt to lock someone down. Can't make it happen. But they can easily now defend the camp at the top side. Down to the bottom of the map, of course. There's also some pressure happening now from the camp that Crystal Gaming took. The next Immortal is already announced. And as Yasuo is just zipping around on the map, DigTic still has to push the lane out before they can focus onto the Immortals. So they're going to be slightly delayed on their reaction there, which could allow Jimmy to get some initial damage in, which is most likely what he's attempting to do, unless they can force a beneficial fight there. Not so much. 6 seconds for the Immortal. Yeah, it's a nice series already. I mean, again, game number 1, pretty much very, like, cautious at the beginning, and then the big explosion towards the end of the game when we had the big battle. Now they're trading damage on the Immortal again in an attempt to win the halftime show. It's more or less an even trade between the 2 teams here. Actually, red team has a bit of an advantage. 2,000 hit points, that honestly matters. So if they can just go straight onto another trade here, they have the big lead. But at this point, the defense is set up by the blue team. Crystal Gaming is not giving this one up lightly, but they have Jimmy now up at the top, and Jimmy, as we said before, with the Exterminator on level 1 on this map, he does insane damage. That's exactly what happens. Kill attempt though, and that's a nice setup, but Melganis gets away. Good save also from, well, Lucio. There's no level 10 abilities yet, so keep that in mind, but Jimmy is getting damage in time and time again here. And it's starting to become a little bit problematic. I mean, all of a sudden, we could see the Immortal won by the red team, but no, Jimmy just a little bit too strong. And that's a second Immortal now for Crystal Gaming, as they're also trying to follow that up with another kill. So far not taken, but Lucio, of course, can speed things up here quite easily and is currently trying to do exactly that. Khaldor nearly gets killed as he goes in a bit too deep and eats the combo, but now the top lane is getting attacked again. And let's not forget, level 10 abilities are close, and they let the Immortal go topside. Rest of the team is pushing through the bottom right now, trying to escort the wave in that they currently have here. So there's that. Yeah, the attempt to get this one done. Khaldor is extremely low, so he needs to be careful that he doesn't get taken apart here. But the fight is still continuing, and the situation still remains the same. The red team has to defend against all this entire onslaught here. Khaldor's again nearly down. I mean, seriously, he's like time and time again so low that it feels like he can easily be taken apart. In this case, though, they finally get the kill against Mal'Ganis. The wall has been opened up a bit, but the Immortal hasn't really gotten a lot of damage onto this. Now, they were trying to go for a two-prong attack here, which in and of itself is not really a problem, but they couldn't get a lot done. Now, you have to, of course... Oh, Mosh Pit easily interrupted. And the kill against Breeze. Yeah, he tried, but that wasn't enough. And now they go in with a Hyperion, trying to take the camp and also get a few more kills. Poik is nearly down. Khaldor escapes again. I mean, seriously, he's just surviving everything today, it seems. They go for the kill against Zelia, and that's a great one. Yasuo is already attempting to body block Whoopi here. 4 kills against 3, and Crystal Gaming is starting to take a couple of kills now. Poik also low, but he escapes. But the entire situation is, of course, pretty interesting now. One of the main reasons why the second Immortal didn't really do a whole lot of damage is that it's just too early in the game. When we're talking already about keep damage and walls in front of the keep that are taken down here, but the reason why that is of course because they initially traded the forts and just accelerated the entire game in the process. So that Immortal just wasn't strong enough to do anything on his own. It wasn't necessarily a bad choice or anything by Crystal Gaming. They were trying to give the Immortal and the catapults some space to work through, but then it was the continuous pressure against Jimmy that, yeah, made it tricky to really fight back. And of course, what then eventually resulted also in them losing Mal'Ganis. But it's just a trade in kills, actually. It's 4 kills against 3. So after we saw Mal'Ganis fall and DigTic trying to push the agenda a little bit more and attempting to break through the bottom of the map, Crystal Gaming comes back with immediate counter kills and does really well on the chase thanks to Lucio. But now, as we have the level 10 abilities in play, that of course changes the dynamic quite a bit. 34,000 damage by now from Li Ming, 16,000 as the top damage on the blue team side on Zarya. Way behind when it comes to that. But they have more kills, and they have the better position on the map in terms of structures. They're trying to force the third game here. They're going for game number 3. If they can force the tie in the series, that would be fantastic for them and give them a chance to move on to the grand final. Of course, they want to make it to the main event, qualify here today at this qualifier, but not just yet. Well, still the poke. There's still one camp at the bottom of the map, but it's going to take ages for the Shaman camp to push through lane and take the keep down. And the blue team has actually lost quite a few hit points on the Immortal already. So they really, really need to try. Oh my god, they are so close. Mosh Pit! Not interrupted immediately, but shortly after, still a kill opportunity against Thrall. It's Jimmy that dies first, and that was just forcing the issue too much. Pushing into the opponent's Immortal like this, into a choke point against Breeze's ETC, is definitely not something that you can do too often without getting punished. Now they have level 13 talents, but they are going to lose out on at least the halftime show. The camp at the bottom of the map, on the other hand, has broken through now. But since the halftime show is now taken, this is actually a chance for the red team to defend this. Yasuo is trying to prevent it for as long as he possibly can and buy a little bit more time. That's a massive push, by the way. And Whoopi is already kind of low. So they're trying to go for kills instead now. And the keep is still taking some damage at least, which allows now Crystal Gaming to go onto the Immortal. And they might actually walk away with this one. I mean, let's be honest for a second. They have a chance of winning this. Stun gets taken by Zarya to increase the energy a little bit with the shield. And they are burning it down quickly. There's still a catapult at the bottom of the map that does some damage. But everybody is just angling now for a good shot at the Immortal and winning the next objective here. 13 talents are ready for both sides. Jimmy, of course, has by this point... He actually went for Giddy Up here. Now, he had, of course, the chance to get a bit more Exterminator value by simply going for the extension. on his Inspire. Didn't go for that, but we see it a lot when the level 1 talent is taken. Exterminator. 4 against 4 kills. Top lane pushing against DigTic. Bot lane as well. Catapults, not quite included yet, but those are big waves that are building up right now. And they're on the defensive. There's poke from... Valkyrie misses. There's poke from Ixir, Zarya. There's poke, of course, also from Thrall with one chain lightning after another that he just YOLOs out right now. And they're trying to go for the kill. There's the bunker already used by Wooby. Still 13 versus 13. And guys, the bot lane is becoming a big problem. They're completely zoned out from this. There's a next wave coming in with the catapult, and this one is already taking some of those hit points away. So now that Li Ming is top side, trying to take the catapults apart and defend at least that keep, the blue team immediately moves in an attempt to get something done here. But they move in a little bit too deep. Great ult from Lucio at least, but we still see the kill against Mal'Ganis. It's not quite over yet though. They try to counter kill against Breeze, but they can't get that cow locked down for long enough. Ah, the kill against Quacknix though. That's the follow-up here. 4 versus 4. Whoopee! And he goes down. Apparently he wanted to try what dying is like once after all. And that's another objective claimed. One more objective taken. Now we have at the bottom of the map the catapult actually already eliminated. Up at the top, still a kill attempt by Yasuo as he was attempting to go for Poik and Breeze. He can't get either. No Lucios here. Problem is that Xaylia got completely isolated from the rest of the team, and he is definitely going to fall. Question is not does he, the question is when will he? Now we have 7 kills against 5. And of course Xaylia at this point should have probably tried to kill himself a little bit sooner, because now they have to defend without him, which is not making this easy. And since the keep has already been damaged, the chances of this one surviving are pretty much slim to none. Only question is, can they go deeper? Can they go for the core? Keep in mind, it's still only 14 minutes into this game. They don't have level 16 talents yet. Yeah, Quack completing his quest. If they can get a kill. Oh, Breeze! Yeah, that's a kill. No bunker for him. And all of a sudden the opportunity to go for core and force the 3rd game. Yeah, and that's exactly what they're going for right now. The quick jump in an attempt to take the core apart. Xaylia gets attacked, gets killed again. He just respawned and he is down. And that is game, ladies and gentlemen. Well done and nicely played as Crystal Gaming pushes Dignitas to, or well, DigTic, to the final map of the best of 3 series, yet the semi-final of the Masters Clash qualifier. GG, and well played. Game number 3, everybody. Crystal Gaming against DigTic, the final map of the best of 3 series. Khaldor on my F, Slade on Thrall, Yasuo on Sylvanas, Skewby on ETC, and Ixir on his Brightwing. And on the right side of the map, it is DigTic with Wooby against Blaze, Xaylia on Malfurion, Breeze on Johanna, Quacknix on Li Ming, and Poik on Sergeant Hammer. And as we're heading into game number 3, also something a bit more different. People keep asking oftentimes how to support the stream, how to support what I do on YouTube, especially since a lot of people can't support on Patreon, for example. And yeah, for the entire month of March, I partnered up with Raid again, which I'm actually very happy about, because everybody that wants to support me for free can do that. There is a link in the description of the YouTube video. If you download the game, you install it, and you just play through the 20-second tutorial, then you support the stream directly. It's a great game. If you want to check it out, have some fun. We've been playing it for a couple of months now, but if you don't enjoy it, you can just simply delete it right after you played through the 20-second tutorial, and it definitely helps me. Would be very much appreciated, so thank you for everybody who's considering doing it. Outside of that, let's focus a little bit on our final map here. We currently have Trolling Thunder on level 1 again, so our solo lane setup, with Poik actually on Sergeant Hammer here now once again. And yeah, up to the top here. Yasuo and Sylvanas just barely making it out. Whereas up to the top, we have Khaldor starting to go up against Wooby. It's always like one of these things where they tell someone, like, go top lane, and it's like, who's there? Wooby. And it's like, I don't want to. Can I take another lane? No, you have to go top lane. It's like, but Wooby is there. It's like, yeah, that's why we need you there. It's like, can someone else come with me? I'm scared. But at the end of the day, Maiev went up there alone. So it's actually one of the things that I have to highlight here real quickly. Obviously, the guys on the red team, they don't really play a lot of Heroes of the Storm anymore, if at all. Quacknix plays a little bit, but most of the others don't really play the game any longer. And it shows a little bit in the drafting, because they don't really ban out a lot of the crucial heroes that their opponents' teams are playing. And so if you're a little bit more familiar with the current scene and what's going on, then of course you know what some of those strengths on the opponent's side are. Maiev gets banned out a lot against Crystal Gaming, so does Zarya. So DigTic is very much so adapting as they go quite a bit here. And a lot of their compositions center around setups that they played in the past a lot, which makes perfect sense. I mean, you want to stay in your comfort zone here. But that's something where especially the opponents that they face can walk away with setups that they usually wouldn't get anymore these days. So there's a lot of strong picks for Crystal Gaming, especially when we're looking now over to that Maiev big fight now happening over the healing beacon. And nearly result... I mean, it looked for a second like we would see like 3-4 kills come in, but as it happens, not a single one died. The camp gets still claimed by DigTic though, so they actually look now at the healing beacon plus a turret that they can claim. Brightwing, also usually not really a hero that does really do much, but if you've ever seen Ixor's Brightwing, the guy is just a fucking monster on the hero. He honestly breaks a lot of the support conventions. Seems to dislike a lot of supports that are heavily embedded in the meta these days, but he pulls his Lucio off like no other. He's quite strong on Brightwing too. Still not sure if I personally would have picked the hero here. Actually, I'm pretty sure I would not have picked the hero. But either way, this setup is one that they are probably quite comfortable with. The Golden Snowflake, once again. Breeze did not get access to his ETC this time. Nope, blue team took it away. But now that they also start to take the lead on the objective, there's of course always the question. Can the red team, can the Dignitas Fnatic combo really win this series and make it to the grand final, or are they going to be shut down right now? They have the experience, they have the skills, but they also might be a little bit rusty considering that they are not actively playing Heroes of the Storm anymore. But so far they're looking pretty alright here. We currently have Wooby sitting topside, pushing this out. He's the one carrying the healing beacon. They have still their camp. Now that they can focus down towards the middle, they can try and take the control over the checkpoint. We have 70% now for the blue team. 0 kills just yet. And ETC with a hammer on. Ancestral Wrath, of course, for Thrall. Calamity now also in. And both teams aiming straight away for the second turret now that the camps are respawning here. Which is pretty much the reason why you want to take these bad boys as they spawn. For the first time. 1 minute in. One of the main reasons. Level 7 with the Festering Wounds for Sylvanas. Already. We have the entire focus straight here into the middle. Okay. Slate, he's all the way up at the front together with ETC, who can still zone this. In comes Poik, of course, with the hovering siege mode that he can now use too. And he's just shutting away. And as long as they hold the position here with one turret already dropped, they're in a fantastic spot to claim the first objective. And protect the number 1 goes a long way to prepare for the second objective normally on this map. Well, Skya Foundry is pretty scripted when it comes to the rotations, at least the traditional ones that we're seeing. Turrets are getting dropped therefore, both teams want to get the edge. And nearly a kill against Wooby, but it seems like he's going to make it out. They're trying to turn it around, though. Combo attempt. Ixia gets a lot of damage pushed on them by Quacknix, as we have the duck on Li Ming. 99% already. The follow-up. They're trying to go for Thrall. Oh, ETC. Everybody low on the blue team side. And in comes Zelia with a fantastic route. Locking Thrall down. Hashtag not my war chief. And that's the end of Brightwing 2. Die, Fruitfly. Die. Okay. Protector taken. And here's the lead. Half a level ahead. Move through the middle. Usually you take down the wall and then you rotate topside, which is pretty much what they are doing. So it's all about preparing for objective number 2, trying to take that fountain down at the least. And they are pushing in aggressively. They want to go to the grand final. They want to qualify for the main event, of course. And I think there's a solid chance that they win this map if they continue the pressure here. That's, of course, not really a given yet, but a level ahead. Looking good here. Objective number 2 is going to be incredibly important. There's a bit of a setup down here at the bottom of the map against Poik, and he dodges out on pretty much the entire gank, so he does fantastic with this. Top fort has now been destroyed too, and they actually still have time to rotate into the middle and put some pressure onto the second fort here, which is honestly insane. That is a mad value out of Protector number 1. They got level 10 now on top of it, so they can easily go for this one. Might even get a kill here. They're trying to drop Yasuo. Brightwing is attempting to help out and barely saves. But they went a bit deep, maybe too deep. Nah, doesn't seem like it now. They can go for the second fort. And honestly, guys, I can't remember the last time on this level of play that I have seen a team take 2 forts with the first Protector. That's fucking ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. So 2 forts are down, and we have a level lead, 2 kills, and still the heroic ability advantage as they go for a few camps here. Finally, heroics also for Crystal Gaming, which gives them now Thrall's Earthquake. We have on top of that the Mosh Pit, Cage is in, Brightwing hasn't taken a talent yet. But damn, from a structural perspective, that's insanity. Okay, they're trying to steal this one away. They're actually grabbing it. I love that. It's Skibobi super, super cheeky. Comes in and is like, oh my god, thank you so much. You prepared the you prepared the turret for me already. That wasn't necessary, but thank you. So he goes in, takes the press, and walks away. Balls of steel. 11 against 10. We'll try to go for the next camp here. Brightwing is jumping in too. Trying to help out here. No blink heal this time. Saw it in the past for Ixia. This time though, it goes in straight for the Emerald Winds. Ixia, talking about Ixia's in trouble. And the BFG gets the kill. And bam! Li Ming with a reset comes in. Gets a quick kill against Thrall. 4 kills against 0. And DigTic is playing just out of their mind right now. It's a great third game for them so far. Very, very dominant. Up to this point at least. 27,000 damage on Sergeant Hammer. We have 22,000 for Sylvanas in an attempt to, of course, pull something off here. Everybody now moving down to the bottom of the map a little bit here in an attempt to take the last remaining fort down. I mean, honestly, prepare for objective number 3. Even if you take the fountain down, you are in a great spot. But since they've already destroyed all the outer structures on the opponent's side, why wouldn't they go for the fort here directly? There's a bit of a flank attempt and an attempt to go in. Kolios with the tether against Poik, but he uses his level 4. Emerald Wind and Mosh Pit definitely not synced up here. Big problem now for Crystal Gaming. Yasuo is low, he goes down. There's the Blessed Shield, and that's an easy kill against Maiev. 2 heroes down, 6 kills against 0. There's another BFG attempt, but they of course can easily now go for the bottom fort. 6 kills against 0, level 13, all the forts destroyed. Yeah, that Mosh Pit and the Mosh Pit and the Brightwing ult used at the same time. That was a bit of a misstep there that cost them the team fight. Crystal Gaming might have had a chance if they can lock something in to take the opponent down a notch and maybe get a kill, get a bit of an advantage, but now they're of course far behind. Breeze is taking the top lane. Every single fort has been destroyed. No objective that's being fought over from here on out is going to be easy for Crystal Gaming if they can't at least take down some of the forts and fountains that we see for DigTic. And that's going to be difficult, to say the least. So, yeah. There's level 13 talents at least. That allows them to go for a top fight. There's that. Maybe a chance to pull that off. So far it hasn't really worked out in a good way for them, but maybe they can turn it. Red team, they still have 1 turret. I mean, there's not a lot of items that are currently in play here. There's the 1 turret that they hold, so that's something. But it's not like we're having a massive advantage on items for the red team. Testing wounds coming in again. Kolios in an attempt to lock the backline down. Great positioning here, by the way, from everybody involved. Zelia completely safe. Malfurion at no point in trouble. And now again with a good bunker and a BFG. Nearly a kill against Ixia. Ixia's just on the run right now. He's not participating in this fight at all. He's just trying to survive. The kill against Li Ming, on the other hand, could maybe turn things. Quacknix goes down, but Zelia gets the immediate root against Thrall and the follow-up kill against the War Chief, plus Brightwing being eliminated. Tilt the entire situation again in favor of the red team. Nearly level 16 for them now. Heavily ahead in experience, about to grab another protector and an attempt to go for an item, which didn't quite work out here, but they have the opportunity to go topside now and maybe even take the keep. I mean, honestly, at this point, why wouldn't you try? You have a level 16 talent advantage. Problem is that you will fight a 4 versus 5 eventually, since Li Ming is not going to be able to cross the map just in time. But with Poik now using Siege Giant as well as his level 16 talent, there is just so much damage that they can use. And they're just waiting for the minion wave to push through. They have a chance here to poke. They're opening up the top wall, decide to go into the middle instead to do the same thing here. So no real pressure yet onto a keep itself, but as long as they open up these walls, that's all they really have to do to prepare for the next stage of the game, and especially for the third objective. Now Li Ming is about to arrive as well, so a potential kill could even lead to more here. Yeah, and there's damage already against X here. He's still fine, but all the walls are opened up now. They open up every single wall, so if they take another objective, they... Oh my god, Quack! They get the kill even, and can now put some pressure onto the keep after all. Unlikely that they can take it down, unless of course they get follow-up kills, and they do! Thrall is dead again! Like what the hell? 10 kills against 1, and with 2 kills they can definitely take that keep. That's an insane setup. Thrall is just dying all over the place this game. 4 deaths on him already. Trashwing has been taken out 3 times. The Fruit Fly is getting eliminated over and over and over again. Another attempt to drop the Fairy Dragon, but this time not quite successful. So Ixia survives, but you can tell that they're taking a beating here. And that's pressure against the core already, something that I honestly didn't expect to see at this point. But they are trying to drop that shield and put the core down a little bit, and if they can, then another protector would just be a disaster. Can you get at least 1 hit in to put it at least to 99? Well, maybe not. It's 5 versus 5 again. 16 talent advantage is of course a thing. ETC is down. Holy shit, they're losing everybody. ETC, Thrall, and Sylvanas are all eliminated. Poik is rushing away, and it seems like this is going to be the end of the game. Khaldor is not surviving either. The shield is already gone. And well, guys, what can I say? Crystal Gaming drops the third map. DigTic victorious as they make it into the next round of the tournament. The grand final. GG, well played. Fantastic performance here by DigTic as they make it happen. The best of 3 series ends in their favor and they move to the grand final. And again, as we're ending the series, guys, keep in mind in the YouTube description you can find the link for Raid. If you download it, play the 20-second tutorial. Helps me a lot, supports me. Would definitely be appreciated. Thanks a lot, and see you guys next time. Bye-bye.